okay, and subscribing and doing all those things. I love you to the moon and back. Okay, so today we are going to find out why you are not getting scholarships, why you are not getting scholarships, okay, and why are these other people getting scholarships. As you well know, Janet has been doing this for long, and I get many people following me, and they bring with me, they come with this information telling me what is working and what is not. So I've been getting information from people telling me, Janet, I am so happy I got the scholarship. And stay tuned, I will share with you the story on how personally I got a scholarship, because this is real information, and I can tell you what happened to me. And if I tell you what happened to me, of course you will agree with me. I will tell you. Okay, so Vincent, welcome back. I hope Vincent can hear me. Thank you so much for all of you coming. I'm going straight to the point, why people are not getting scholarships. And as I said, students from all over the world follow me, and they come and tell me why they are getting scholarships. And I say, wow, that is very interesting. I'm going to share with my people. Okay? All right. Now, tuned in. Hadija, you can hear me. Someone says, greetings, watching from Abu Dhabi. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. Okay? And for taking your time to spend with Janet. So why are people not getting scholarships? And some are getting. Okay? Someone is from Nairobi. Thank you so much for following. So stick around. Sometimes I'll keep the video very short, but you learn very quickly. Okay? So I always say, for the first timers, those who've never followed Janet, I always tell you, please understand that scholarships come after admission. And I always make fun and say, okay, and say, you guys, you want a scholarship to go where? To the moon or to space? You know, I've seen Americans going to space. So we need to know, why are you asking for a scholarship and you have no admission? So our goal is to get admission, and then the scholarship will follow. How many of you agree? Me, I would rather, don't do it the other way around. Because once you get admission, my friends, everything will fall in place, okay? Thank you so much for following. So now let me just tell you the truth. Okay, this is what the students told me, who are already here, who are just like you watching Janet Rangi. Okay, and you don't have to agree with me, and you don't have to follow what these people did, because we are not born equal. Okay, we are not born equal. Let me just go to the point. Some of these people got A's, they got B pluses, they got distinctions, my friend, they got upper class. Okay, so some of us, we didn't get that, and that's why you keep on following Janet, because Janet covers everyone. Okay, you don't have to have had a distinction. You do not have to have had an A, okay? Not upper class. Don't worry. Janet has you covered. I have you covered, my friends. But from what I'm hearing, and from what you know, okay? And some of you have even made fun when you come to me. I am very polite. I say, okay, and Janet, can I get a scholarship? That's how they come in my inbox, which, by the way, just go to janetrangi.com, find out my email and my phone, and book appointments, whatever you have to do, okay? The official email is there. I don't like the janetrangi67@gmail.com, because it can get other people who are not very nice. But anyway, if you write janetrangi67, it will just go and pour in my main official website, which is info@janetrangi.com. Thank you so much. Sorry for digressing, because I know some of you go in the inbox and then you never see Janet there and you feel offended. Don't be offended. Anyways, having said that, okay, if you didn't get an A and you come to Janet, scholarship, Janet, I'm at a school, find me a scholarship. I'm like, have you found admission? If you haven't found admission, I just politely ask you, assume if you are home today, why are you going to get an A? I mean, why are you going to get a scholarship? Okay, if the answer is no, more than likely you will not get it here. Okay, so let's just look at the grades, let's evaluate ourselves, and that's why Janet has you covered to find money in other ways. Okay, so those people are getting, they're getting scholarship, don't get me wrong. They have good grades, they have good GPS, they have passed very well. So if it were you, these are the things that are in your control. If you want a scholarship, these things are within your control. Find a very good score. Do SATs. Okay, so the way Janet says, I can find you a school that is not asking for SAT. I can find you a school that is not asking for GMAT. I can find you a school that is not asking for GRE. I can find you a school that is not asking for TOEFL or IELTS. The people want scholarships. Okay, they try to do those things. Okay, they have very good scores in IELTS. They have good scores in TOEFL. They have good scores in GMAT. They have good scores in GRE, SATs, and etc, etc, etc. That is just the truth. So you put yourself in that position, because today, why are you not getting a scholarship? If a school had 2 scholarships and they have 5 applicants, Okay, some of them did these requirements and they passed very well, and you came in without any, or your GPA was very low. Obviously, you know whom they are going to give the scholarship. But no, don't give up. Janet covers everyone. Let me give you a quick story. Okay, this happened to me. Okay, I'm not saying that I didn't have good grades, but when I went to do my master's program, I met this girl from Uganda. You know, this girl from Uganda. I'm like, oh my goodness, how did you get this scholarship? I was so discouraged. I'm like, how come me I'm going to pay these fees and this girl from Uganda has a scholarship? She said, Janet, did you apply? I said, no, me, I didn't know how to apply. Okay. And the next time, before the semester started, me, I went to the finance office and I asked for a need-based scholarship. Okay. I said, maybe I don't know. Me, I don't know my points. But I went there and I said, I have a family and my children. Do you know what? The second year, they paid all my tuition. Ask and it shall be given. I'm being honest. Me, I asked. Janet shares with you the truth. Me, I'm just telling you the truth. It happened to me. Me, I went and asked for a scholarship and they gave me a scholarship in my second year of my master's. I don't think I've ever shared with you this story. Okay? The whole tuition was paid just because I went and saw the finance manager. I said, you know what? I'm a working mom. I'm going to school. I'm a registered nurse. I don't have all this money. Please consider me. He's like, okay, take these forms. I made the application. Then I come back. The next semester, I pay. The second year, they paid everything. I only cared about room and board. Me, I didn't pay tuition. I'm just telling you the truth. Okay? Okay, can a technical school student get admission in a school in America? Yes, they can. In fact, yes, I get those all the time. The challenge is the embassy. Me, I get admission. There's no one that comes to me and I don't offer admission. Now, a few have gotten denials and I'll work on getting other ways for them to come. But I'll be honest, community colleges I always get admission. Me, I don't know which schools you apply to. Me, the ones I apply to, everyone gets admission. The challenge is the embassy. The embassy staff, my friends. If you didn't see, I wrote something on Facebook here today. Okay? Embassy staff. But other than that, admission I always get. Okay? And some of you come and we discuss and you find that America might not be a good option for you. Now we go to Canada. That's okay. All right? We just evaluate and see which situation will work for us best. So having said that, if you didn't have good grades, they have need-based scholarships. They have minority scholarships. Okay, there are scholarships for Native Americans, scholarship for Asians, scholarship for African Americans, scholarship for African students. Okay, so we can always have scholarships in all these areas. Don't get me wrong, okay? So there are different categories. So some foundations support people who are willing to do some courses. Okay, so but the first thing is to get admission. Once you get admission, look at the other possibilities. Are you willing to put in the work and pass very well these exams that I mentioned? SATs, GRE, GMAT, IELTS, TOEFL, and all these international exams they have. Do you have a good GPA? Are you willing to show A's? If not, look at the other scholarships that are need-based. There are some that are, supported by different foundations. Like Foundation for Climate Change. They might want to support students going in environmental studies. There are some scholarships that are there to support women's health. So if you take a course in human rights or you take a course in women's health, they'll probably support you. Okay, so this is just to give you an idea of how scholarships work. From my experience, you're better off getting admission. Once you get admission, the school will give you scholarships. Did you know that? By the way, schools will never offer scholarships to people who have not been admitted. The first thing is they admit you. Make sure some of them will ask you to fill in scholarship forms as you make the application. Some will wait until they give you admission before they give you these scholarships. So every school is different. Keep that in mind. Every school is different. I'm just telling you what happens so that we know where to place us. The rest of us, if we don't have scholarships, of course, you follow Janet. Janet will teach you other ways of, like the other day, I talked about work permits. Today, here I am. I'm talking about scholarships. My friends, I go into details of these things here and there, here and there. I teach you how other people are surviving. But I'm just telling you, the people who are succeeding, these are the things they are doing. Okay, they have good grades and all that. If not, they wait, get admission, and then by the way, the school will guide them on which scholarships to apply. I've seen even the schools giving people apply for graduate assistantships. But if the situation is competitive, they'll give those that have better grades than you. Okay, so those are some of the ways that people get scholarships, and that's why you are not getting scholarships. These students told me to pass this information to you. This is one of those videos I'm doing truly from friends like you. People who work with, who came from places like you and they are now here in America. They told me, Janet, please, when you're talking to those people, tell them this is how you get scholarships. And today, me, I'm just here to tell you that this is what they did. They told me, Janet, tell them not to take shortcuts. And you know, Janet cannot tell her people like that. Me, myself, I love shortcuts. Have I ever told you? Me, let me tell you one story. When I first came to America, okay, those days you could not do the nursing exam outside the United States. You had to show up in America. So that's why I came on a student visa, okay? And you had to do CGFNS exam first for international nurses. After you pass that exam, they will give you permission to do the state exams. What am I saying? During our days, you had to do 2 exams. The CGFNS exam, and then you will do the NCLEX before you start working. Guess what? Guess what? Janet with her shortcuts. Me, if there's a shortcut, I'm going to take. Okay? Those days, it happened that there were 2 states that I knew of. Okay? A physically challenged international students, yes. I'm sure there are scholarships if you look. Okay? Thank you so much for your comments. Okay? There are some states, namely New Mexico state, and the other one, the state of Nevada. They did not need CGFNS exams. Guess what? Janet registered to become a nurse in the state of Nevada. Why? Because they only needed what? 1 exam. That is a shortcut. Why would I be doing 2 exams? First of all, it saved me time. Secondly, it saved me money. Thirdly, it saved me stress. So why am I doing that? Just like when you go to janetrangi.com, she will try and tell you, you know what? I'm going to try and find for you schools that you don't need this GRE, you don't need this GMAT, you don't need IELTS, you don't need TOEFL, you don't need all these high points, you don't need to be going to very expensive schools, and then that's why you're using Janet to help you find a school. And here I am saying, do not expect scholarship. So, you know, you can't win both ways, okay? If I were you, I don't know which way to take. Honestly, me, I'd rather find a cheaper school and learn how to pay fees for myself. Me, I believe my hands. God has given me hands. And if I don't get a scholarship, it's okay. I'm not saying that. And by the way, after a while, me, I even got lazy. Okay, my son went to college and I was so lazy to apply for scholarships. Who knew? Who knew that you can come to you can come in a point in time where you are like, no. Like I see a scholarship that is 3,000 and then I see the kind of essay I'm supposed to write. I'm like, no, I'm going to pay the 3,000. So don't take advantage of this. There are many people in this country that are not willing to write an essay. They'd rather just pay the money. So that money will be there for you. Okay? So try and apply all scholarships. That's another point. That's another point. Some of you don't ask. As I said at the beginning of this video, ask and it shall be given. Ask and it shall be given. You ask for a scholarship and they'll give it to you. Me, I asked. I didn't care to tell them about my grade. So that's to tell you, don't worry, although my GPA was above 3. Okay? And even when I did my second master's, my GPA was 4.0. Okay? It's possible in this country to get everything A. Me, when I did for my psychiatry, I got everything an A. Me, I don't know why. Okay? I didn't even get an A minus. These people gave me an A in every subject. And so if you go and look at my master's program at the University of Texas, everything is an A. My GPA is 4.0, not A minus. I never even got an A minus. I got everything an A. And yes, in this country it's possible. It just means you do every homework they ask you. They tell you go for the discussion, you show up. They tell you to show up in class, you show up. Everything you do, they give you points. And those things add up. You don't have, you have to be smart and put in, but mostly it's the effort they are looking at. Like just showing up in class, I like it. At home, we should be giving points. I'm telling you how to get S. In America, and I hope even where you are, if you become a teacher, that's how you give students S. Personally, I know I give my students S unless they don't show up in class. Because if you show up in class and you actually pay attention, I know you got something from my head. That is a plus. You need to get grades for that. Okay, no one can take that knowledge away from you because you sat in class and paid attention. So from now on, if you are new on Janet Rangi, the first thing we want is to apply for a school. How about that? Let's apply for the school first, and then the rest will follow. Okay? Now, after you get admission, of course, the school will show you the scholarships they have. And by then, don't wait for the school to show up. Once you get admission, it's easy for you to go out in the world and search for external scholarships. Why? Because you tell them, I have admission. in school A, B, C, and D, now you're able to talk. As you saw me say in the beginning of this video, you cannot just ask for a scholarship blindly as if you're going to the space or you're going to the moon. No, you need to have a plan. Do you like my setting? I was doing my videos, I realized this table is very boring and I have all these things in my house. So I quickly, this used to be on my piano. This used to be in my living room. This used to be in my dining. And then I just like, okay, we can't have a boring table like this. Do you like it? Do you like it? I hope you like the setting here, okay? This is my desk. It was very boring and I brought all these things from the other different places of the house to make the video very nice for you, okay? So next time you want a scholarship, it's not as easy as I want a scholarship. And then when we ask you to be genuinely, just be genuine. If you are home, would you have gotten a scholarship? Oh no, Janet, I actually got a C minus. Okay, so think. Just because we are coming here, it doesn't mean they just give scholarships to people who did not do well. Even here, they look at points. I'll be honest. Are they more lenient? Yes, but they look at your abilities, to be quite honest. Okay, they will look, are you able to finish? Have you demonstrated you finished school? Okay, because most people don't want to give you a scholarship when they're not sure you'll pass exams. They don't want to give you a scholarship if they don't think you are motivated to finish the semester. Before I forget, by the way, let me just tell you, if you take scholarships, okay, and I've seen some of you here, okay, you follow Janet is telling you, you know what, get a cheap school. Some of you are listening to me. But let's say you go and you didn't want Janet and you didn't know, and you get a school that is $50,000 per year, which is very expensive. Especially if you're going to the embassy on a borrowed bank statement, it doesn't make sense with the embassy. 50,000, someone spending on you, and it's not your dad, it's not your mom. My friends, think, okay? It has to be a very strong, it has to be your grandpa, your grandma maybe, an aunt and uncle, I don't think so. It has to be maybe your sister. Even that is not easy unless it's your dad, mom, grandma, grandpa. I don't think anyone is just coming out there and giving you $50,000 per year. So why are you going for that expensive school? But if you're rich, by all means, do that. But let's say you didn't listen to Janet, okay? And you got a school that is $50,000 or $48,000 per year, okay? Very expensive. And then the school says, don't worry, we'll give you $10,000. We'll give you $10,000 in scholarships. I've seen people celebrating and say, yay, yay, yay. I got a scholarship for $10,000 US. It's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot of money, okay? But you do the math, okay? The fees is $48,000. They give you a scholarship of $10,000. The remaining fees, $38,000. And then Janet comes and finds someone a school that is $25,000, a school that is $15,000. So, did you need a scholarship really? Or that school is just playing games? I'm not accusing any school. I'm not accusing any school, but I'm just thinking, if you inflate the fees to be 48 and then you say you're giving people 10,000, probably the true cost of that school is probably 30,000. So even if they charge you 38, they're already making 8,000 on top. But in your mind, you think they gave you a scholarship. That's how I think, my friends. Don't be thinking like Janet too much, okay? Me, I'm just saying. Me, I'd rather go for a school that is 25,000. I'd rather go for a school that is 18,000. I'd rather go for a school that is 12,000 per year. I'll be honest, and I know some of those schools, okay? The tricky thing is when I'm doing application, I have to really think the cost. Sometimes I find a good cost, but this student does not have GRE. Or sometimes I find a good school that is cheap, but they need English exams. So there's a lot of things. Or sometimes I find a good school, but I know if you go there, you will struggle, you will never work. You will have to show up in school full time. Some of you don't even care to see on the website to see if they have on-campus jobs. You don't care to see who lives there, what is the environment. Okay, Google is good, but Google is not enough. That's why sometimes you want to find experts. Because you might end up here and you say, Janet used to tell us to come to America. Now I'm in America, I'm struggling, okay? By the way, you should not struggle, okay? This is the land of dollars, okay? We are not coming to struggle. As I say today, it can be very hard to go through the embassy, but the visa, American visa is the most coveted. Everyone wants an American visa, not everyone. Sorry, okay, sorry. I'm very careful the way I word my words. Not everyone, but majority of people who want to travel abroad, they probably prefer having the American visa. So it's coveted. Let's just call a spade a spade. okay? For a reason, because of green. This place has dollars. This place has dollars. And me, I'm not complaining. I am here. I am not complaining, okay? So I love you so much for coming. Muchas gracias. Asanteni sana. Kwaherini. I hope next time when you come now, you've gotten enough information. In a nutshell, if you came in late, I basically said this is why they are getting scholarships. They are very good in class, okay? They are very smart. They have A's and B's. They scored very good GPS. Thank you for your comments. And someone is watching from Muhoroni, okay? They are very, very good grades, okay? They are willing to do GMAT. They are willing to do GRE. They are willing to do SATs, and not just to do them. Pass very highly. Pass very highly. But if you don't belong there, we have need-based scholarships for the needy students. We have scholarships from different foundations that support different students for different missions. Okay, so the sky is the limit. Personally, I had a good GPA. But me, when I saw another student has a scholarship, I also went in the office and I said, I want a scholarship. Ask and it shall be given. And they gave me a scholarship. So I love you so much. I will see you in the next video. Muchas gracias. Bye bye. See you checking out. If you have any questions, janetrangi.com. I love you to the moon and back.